Let's explore Bryce Canyon National Park. Come on, everybody. The state of Utah is known for 5 of the best national parks in the United States: Arches, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, Zion, and Bryce Canyon. These are known as Utah's Mighty 5. Entering Bryce Canyon was not what I expected at all. I was expecting the stark red rocks that you see in all the photographs. Instead, I was treated to beautiful, lush pine forests. Parking by Sunrise Point, it was a short walk to the edge of the amphitheater. Bryce Canyon was about an hour-and-a-half drive from Zion National Park, but it had an increase in elevation of over 1,000 feet. The excitement definitely builds as you approach the rim of the amphitheater. The initial reveal is ultimately breathtaking. Looking out over the canyon, you get to see some amazing views of the hoodoos, which is what Bryce Canyon is known for. We decided to walk down into the canyon in order to get a better feel for the true beauty of the area. The trails we chose were the Navajo Loop Trail and the Queen's Garden Trail. These are the most popular in Bryce. The Navajo Loop Trail and the Queen's Garden Trail are about a 3-mile loop that leads you into the canyon. It was recommended that to begin your hike into the canyon using the Queen's Garden Loop. That way, as you're hiking down into the canyon, you're able to see all of the beautiful rock formations and hoodoos instead of having them behind you. And off we go. The Queen's Garden Trail is about 1.8 miles long and is considered a moderate trail. This trail offers some of the easiest access to Bryce Canyon's hoodoos. The trail descends from the Sunrise Point overlook into the canyon, winding through rock formations, arches, and spires. The trail itself is relatively easy to walk on, without too many big rocks or sticks going across the way. It's also relatively wide, at least at this point. There are many amazing photo opportunities as you walk along this trail. This trail is considered family-friendly and one of the least strenuous trails in the park. The rock formations are absolutely stunning, and around every corner, you never know what you might find. Now all of a sudden, we're in a pine forest. The contrasting landscapes always keep you on your toes. You look off one direction, and it's trees and forest, and then you turn around, and the other direction, it's the stark rock formations. Just incredible. It took me a minute to realize why I was zooming in where I was. There are people on the trail on the upper left-hand side of the screen. That's how far down you are. We still had quite a ways to go. These were some mild switchbacks as we walked down into the canyon. You'll see the heavy duty ones a little later in the video. And as I noted earlier, we were told to walk in a clockwise direction, starting at Sunrise Point and ending at Sunset Point. It seems to make the park seem less crowded if everyone is walking in the same direction. This white limestone formation is in stark contrast to the rest of Bryce Canyon's red rocks. As you're hiking, you always need to be mindful of other hikers. This is especially important when the trails get rather thin. Every so often, you'd come upon these little archways that you would need to walk through as well. The changing light conditions with the clouds rolling through just made the canyon even more stunning. Bryce Canyon is a high altitude park ranging from 8,000 to 9,000 feet in elevation. Even mild exertion in the park can lead to altitude sickness if you are not prepared. You have to make sure that you bring plenty of water for your hike. There are no water fountains anywhere in the canyon. The trails themselves are fairly well defined, but there aren't a whole lot of trail markers as you go along. There's really not much to tell you how far you've gone or how far you still have left to go. Here's where we finally made it to the Queen Victoria Hoodoo. The first thing I thought when I saw it is someone needs to remove that pine tree. We continued our way around and found some very narrow passageways that we needed to go through. As you can see, during certain points during our hike, we came across other hikers. But for the vast majority of the time, it was nice, quiet, and peaceful. A great way to just enjoy the beauty of nature. This looks like a cave that was carved right into the side of the rock. I don't know if it was a natural formation or if someone carved it out, but it was quite interesting. Here we're about as far down into the canyon as we're going to go. This is where the Navajo Trail loop began. Pretty soon we'd be starting our climb back up. I just loved the contrast between the green trees and the red rocks. Just absolutely beautiful. This looked like there might have been water running through it at one point in time. But then we just keep looking up and up and up. About here is where we started the most strenuous part of the hike. All the switchbacks leading back up to the top of the canyon. These switchbacks made for some very intense hiking. Here you can see just how narrow the trail was, and there are no railings. This was mid to late afternoon, so one advantage we had on these switchbacks was that half of them were in the shade. It was very nice to be able to go out and back and rest every time you hit the shade. This is one of the most well-known features of Bryce Canyon, Thor's Hammer. Here's Thor's Hammer, and right there is where we started. You follow along. Here's where the trail goes, all along there. And we still have to go all the way up to there. It might seem counterintuitive to have the most strenuous part of the hike at the end, but we've been told that far more accidents happen when you are walking down into the canyon than when you are walking back up. We've almost made it to the top. First thing we did upon reaching the summit was to refill our water. Then we took some time to truly enjoy the scenic views from the rim. It was very beautiful watching the canyon light up as the sun came out from behind a cloud. This was truly an awe-inspiring sight. I can't believe that I hiked through that canyon, all the way down and all the way back up. we felt it was very appropriate to end our hike at Sunset Point. While we could have walked back along the rim to where we parked our car, we had never been happier to see a bus pull up. Once back in the parking lot, we saw this cute little jay enjoying a little bit of water. We could definitely relate to that. Bryce Canyon's hoodoos were an absolutely amazing sight to behold. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It lets me know that you are enjoying the content.